Hi, I'm Bill.
And I'm Jeff.
And today we're going to talk about the flashlight and some interesting things we learned about batteries and how they power light bulbs, especially pertaining to flashlights like this. So that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay, so we needed to get this flashlight working and it needs batteries. So we pulled a couple of batteries out of the drawer. They should be good batteries. And we'll put them in the way they're supposed to go and try to get this flashlight going. And I'm going to flip the switch, and apparently something's wrong with the flashlight.
I've just demonstrated the flashlight's not working, so the best thing I know to do at this point is just to test the batteries and see if that could be the problem, because it's either the batteries or possibly the bulb itself is burned out. So we're going to, in a second, take the batteries out, and then we're going to test them with the ohm meter to see what the batteries themselves, the volts, to what voltage the batteries are reading.
Okay, Bill has his voltmeter and our batteries. We've got it set to read DC volts, and right now it's reading 0. But let's see what we've got on this battery. Looks like 1.5 volts. Of course, you've got your polarity backwards. And this one is also reading over 1.5 volts. So we're assuming the battery should be good.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these batteries together in series to see what kind of voltage reading we get that way, because that's the way they are in the flashlight itself.
And we know that batteries connected in series should equal the sum of the voltage of each individual battery, so we're expecting to read a little over 3 volts.
It looks like about 3.6 volts.
So it seems in this case that our power source is good, so let's check the bulb.
And Jeff is going to take the bulb out to go ahead and test it.
Now I've got this bulb out, and
How's it feel?
I'm going to set the meter up to, well, let's try continuity to begin with. I've got it, I think. And see if we get a tone, which we do, and visually the element looks good. Let's check the resistance on this thing, and just out of curiosity, if we see some resistance, let's see, it must be, I can get a good reading here.
Looks like about point.
Wait, let me get it still. Let's see.
Looks like about 0.5 is what we have on resistance.
We're reading about 0.5. It jumped down and up. It's about 0.4, 0.5 ohms. And I'm just gonna write that down. The bulb resistance is 0.5 ohms. So if the bulb was bad, we'd be reading infinite resistance or overload. So we know the bulb's good. So this is kind of confusing. We have batteries that are putting voltage out the way they should, and a bulb that appears to be good. Okay, well, we're gonna check something else. Maybe there's a bad connection inside this thing, so we're just going to, or what Bill is doing here, we're going to use these jumpers and wire the bulb directly to the battery, just to see if there's a bad connection somewhere in the flashlight, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wire this, as just stated, directly to the battery, and actually I'm just going to hold it up just to see if the light bulb turns on, and it does not. So that means we still have some kind of problem.
Go.
Okay, we decided to get a new set of batteries just for kicks to see if maybe we get a different reading, maybe it's the batteries, I don't know. So we're going to test the batteries voltage and see what we get on these.
And we're actually reading, if you can see there, it's 2.99 volts, which is actually about 2/10 or so lower than the other batteries. But let's see what happens when we connect the bulb straight to the batteries.
Now Jeff is going to connect the bulb to the batteries just as I did. See what happens.
Now this is the set of batteries. We've got them in series that actually read lower than the previous batteries, but got a bad connection here. Try it again. We did have light for a second. Let's see what's going on here.
Alright, try this again.
Okay, I've got them taped together better there, and we're getting light from the batteries that actually read slightly lower voltage, which I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write our voltage. We were reading 2.99 volts, and so we've decided to check something else. We want to see what kind of current we might, that this circuit might be needing. And based on our Ohm's law, we know that current is equal to the voltage over the resistance.
E over R.
In this case, it's approximately 3 volts divided by 0.5, which would be 6 amps. So let's set our meter up to read current. And if you're doing this, you want to make sure the kind of amperage your meter can handle, and that you're only connecting in series, or you could damage your meter. In this case, our meter can handle up to 10 amps DC, so we should be safe to test this, since we've calculated that this circuit is probably going to only have 6 amps. So, okay, we've got everything set, and we're going to test the amps on this.
I'm testing negative here and positive there. The light is on. It looks like we're getting about 1.02 amps. So
Well, that's interesting.
So I'm going to write down that we've got 1.02 amps, and that's with the that's with the bulb receiving voltage. I can't spell.
The voltage was the same as 3 volts, but we're reading 1 amp. So again, using Ohm's law here, there's something about light bulbs that we just learned, and that is that the resistance with current through it is higher than with no current through it. And based on Ohm's law, the resistance equals voltage divided by current. Well, 3 divided by 1 was 3. So instead of our resistance of 5 ohms, we apparently have a resistance of 3 ohms when power is applied to this bulb.
Okay.
So Bill's reconfigured the initial batteries that were showing 3 volts, and we're going to test current in the same way we just did.
And the reason why we're doing this, we want to make sure that those batteries and those batteries are equal, or if the current's flowing through those batteries or not. So let's find out. Well, there's no light. And there's no current. So that tells us that those batteries, even though they measure 3 volts, no current is flowing through those.
And therefore not enough power to light the bulb. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you again on our next project.
You should show the bulb light.
But before we go,
I want to show you that we put the batteries in and the flashlight, and the flashlight is now working. Thank you and have a pleasant day. From Pros of 44.